Johnny the fuck Minerals, who I don't even view as a real human being.
It's guys like Minerals.
Let's have it right.
He's not on my radar. I don't care about him.
You got the Minerals too.
One of them brown envelope mobs.
No Minerals.
Minerals. My big up Johnny. Let's have it right.
Do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
The realness of this guy.
Minerals. Let's have it right.
Minerals FC
Need proper winning Minerals, mate.
Let's have it right. I'm just a brown envelope, or I'm
Absolutely screwed. Let's have it right.
Brown envelopes.
You brown envelopes from the club.
You got the Minerals to fight for his place.
You are in the woods wronging. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you taking the time out to say that. Cheers. This one's for you. Greetings from Centre Parks, by the way. That's the background. I hope you're all well. This is just ridiculous, though, isn't it? The Minerals.
Minerals FC.
Do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
Johnny the fuck Minerals.
The Minerals. In them, we know that they have the minerals. We've not.
There's minerals that you need.
It's guys like Minerals and
You got the Minerals too.
Let's have it right.
Minerals.
Johnny Minerals.
like Minerals is one of the very vociferous Chelsea fans.
Minerals FC mudded me. I couldn't give a shit about that guy.
Let's have it right.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking Minerals, mate.
Can everybody just stop getting shot? Let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you live and locked in. Hope everyone is doing well in life. First and foremost, I want you all to smash to pieces that like button. If you haven't smashed it, smash it right now. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you do so. We've got the notification bell, ding dong. Let's have it right, so you know when we go live. And we've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership pinned at the top live chat and down below in the description. Salute to all the Minerals FC Ultras. Salute to our Chelsea old boys. We see things they'll never see. And salute to the no surrender mentality. And big up to everyone. Let's land the damn Minerals, shall we? So, Newcastle 2, Chelsea zilch. I don't know why everyone's acting like all shocked and surprised. So have it right. Is it because we're not playing the B team, Newcastle? Is it because, you know, everyone's on the hopium of beating the drunken Liverpool, the B team Liverpool, and everyone thinks that, yeah, we're going to steamroll Newcastle, we're going to steamroll Man United, and we're definitely going to steamroll Nottingham Forest. You know, people don't understand football. They don't understand context. They don't understand. They just don't get it. They really don't. I mean, and in the day, I said, everyone's on that toxic positivity. Yeah, let's go. We should go and beat Newcastle. Why can't we go and beat Newcastle, mate? Why not? Why not? Because we ain't good enough. We ain't as good as Newcastle. At their ground, we haven't won since Tommy T. Yeah? Tommy T, we won 3-0. We called it Reece James's Park. Again, another must-win. Biggest game of the season. And who is not playing in that team? Who? Reece James, our captain. You're not going to pick our captain to play right back against Gordon because, oh, he might get injured. Everyone's going, oh, you know, I don't have any regrets with Enzo Fernandez's lineup. It was self-explanatory. You know, Reece James played in the dead Conference League game that we'd already qualified for the final, you know, against Jurgarden at the Bridge that we only just about won 1-0. Yeah. Like, I'm not worried about the lineup. I thought the lineup was great. Listen, let's have it right, yeah? You're playing your best centre midfielder as a right back, and you're dropping your best right back, who is your captain, yeah? That's a sackable offence. What kind of tactics is that? Waffle. Bullshit. It's a joke. And the funny thing is, everyone's accepting it. Everyone's like, oh no, it's the right decision. Yeah. Like we're protecting Reece James. Who gives a shit if Reece James gets an injury trying to win the game for Chelsea and putting your best players in their best positions? This gaffer don't do that. He's obsessed with inverted FC. Playing Casado as a right back, yeah, to invert in the midfield. Granted, yeah, he inverts in the midfield to go into a back three, yeah, which is exactly why we conceded after 3 minutes in the game to a Tonali back post tapping merchant. Yeah, where was our right back? Where was our centre-backs? Where was our defence? Because you're not built for the transitions. You're not built for it. We couldn't even deal with the high intensity, mate, of this game. This game was high intensity from the get-go. You know, they were giving all the Geordies free booze before the game. Get them all pumped up, get them lag boat, ready to go, ready to keep make the stadium rock, bruv. The ground was rocking, bruv. Yeah, it's intimidating. It's called the 12th man. A 12th man you can't accommodate for. Yeah, we got a bunch of kids that are not experienced to deal with that atmosphere, to deal with that pressure. Today was pressure. Today was the first real test of pressure, because you can beat a B team, Liverpool, who've just been crowned Premier League champions. Yeah, you can do that, no problem, at home as well. But you're away to Newcastle, a bogey ground, a ground where Jose Mourinho hasn't won. You know, our great Jose Mourinho couldn't win at St. James's Park with the great teams that we've got. So what chance did you actually think that Chelsea had going into this game? And let's land it, yeah, because I've seen a lot of nonsense on the timeline. I've seen a nonsense flown about. I've been sent a load of waffle. All right, let's land it for what it really is. All right, Newcastle and Eddie Howe, he played a back three wing back system. Enzo Maresca, the yes man, did he account for that? Did he know how to deal with that? Because it didn't look like he did. Because Newcastle absolutely run a train on us, bruv. Like the brown envelopes are running a train on the entire fan base. Do you understand me? Oh, and all you blue ticks. Ding. Yeah? You understand me? That's what's happened. They were putting us on pressure. They were winning all the second balls. They were creating chances. What did we do? What were we doing in the game? Do you know every time we got the ball, do you know what Newcastle did? They went back for midfield. Is that tucked in, nutting in like Harry Kane for England, nutting so deep like he's nutting his missus, mate. Yeah, right in there, bruv. Yeah, in their own half, low blocking us. Come on then, break us down, break us down. Yeah, couldn't break shit, couldn't break nothing. Yeah, couldn't get in nowhere, couldn't penetrate, bruv. Limp dicks. Let's have it right. So Enzo Maresca just ran out of ideas, did he? That's his only tactical game plan. Yeah. So you go down, it's bad enough you go down 1-0. Yeah. But it's the performance. The performance. I'm looking at the intensity. I'm looking at our passing. I'm looking at our balance. I'm looking at our mentality. It ain't there. Newcastle's was there. Newcastle's midfield was playing games, mate. Yeah. Tomori, Guimaraes, absolutely toying with our midfield. Lavia moving like the Titanic, thinking he's got all the time in the world to make a turn and a little pass. Don't work like that in Newcastle. And it definitely don't work like that on a 12 o'clock kickoff. And it definitely don't work like that at St. James's Park. Yeah, we can't even call it Reece James's Park no more because Reece is on the bench these days. Can you believe it? Our captain, our best, literally our best player, world-class player, yeah? He can't even get in this team. What is going on? Like, what are we doing here? And do you know what I want to ask Enzo Maresca is, yeah? When he did bring him on, yeah? Oh, I thought you only see him as a midfielder, you melt. Oh, what? You didn't want to play midfield? You want to play him right centre-back? What, the position that Tuchel says that's his position, or right wing-back, or right-back? You didn't want to play him in midfield? Get out of here, man. What is this? Waffle, bruv. PR, waffle. I'm sick of this gaffer lying through his teeth, bruv. Yeah, you think he's Roger Rabbit, bruv. You understand me? Hops with wherever the PR brown envelopes go and the narratives from the clown ownership. It's disgraceful, bruv. You know, you play your best players, and Reece is experienced. Reece is a leader. He's the best leader we got. He's the most experienced. Where was Enzo Fernandez? I'm going to get on to Enzo Fernandez. Oh, boy. Let's have it right, yeah? All you Enzo Fernandez little stands, yeah? You're getting fucking bodied tonight. I'm going to cook you all, yeah? Let's have it right. But looking at the game in the first half, up to a point, yeah? And this is the narrative from everyone. Now, let's have it right. Nicholas Jackson, yeah? The counterfeit Michael Jackson, moonwalking, smooth criminal. Oh, fucking shit. How this guy, after phase 3, 1.6 billion spent, is our number 9 striker, our number 1 striker. This guy was anonymous, bruv. He was nowhere to be seen. He didn't do fuck all in this entire game, bruv. Yeah, except he might listen. He must have got advice from Willie. the mentality monster, you know, the rugby player that these clowns hired to instill winning mentality. Yeah, we don't use John Terry at the academy. Let's bring in Willie because he knows everything about football and he knows exactly how to motivate everyone. Well, maybe he's teaching him how to fucking rugby tackle and how to knock people out because this Jackson fella, bruv, not even looking at the ball, doesn't even look at the ball, doesn't even want to disguise it, doesn't even want to make out like, yeah, I've had a little look, I know where you are, but I'm going to keep my eyes on the ball and I'm just going to fucking knock you out. I'm going to elbow you one. Yeah. He just outright looks at the player and elbows him. Idiot, clown, you know, waffle, joke. What a joke of a striker. What, are you frustrated? Are you frustrated that you've only scored 10 goals for us this season? That you've gone on a 13-game straight run with no goals or GA? Yeah. And you're trying to justify that you're the key guy, that you're the, you know, I'm not a Drogba. You ain't no Drogba. Whoever called him Baby Drogba should be locked up, bruv. Yeah, criminal offence to call him that and compare him to our GOAT, one of our greatest ever strikers, bruv. What we doing here? You know what I'm saying? This guy knew exactly what he was doing. And this is the problem you got when you got a bunch of kids. When your ownership only go with a 24 years old underweight age cap, a wage structure which restricts you in the market to buy any proven players, any experience, any quality, any world-class players, and you're literally, your average age is 21 years old, the youngest age squad in the Premier League. You're going to get petulance. You're going to get idiotic brain fart moments, yeah? You're going to get these kids thinking that they're in the academy still when everything's at stake. You don't do that nonsense. And where is the mentality? Where is the guidance? Where is the leadership? Because it ain't coming from the dugout. It definitely ain't coming from the ownership upstairs. They're not giving any kind of pressure or any kind of direction as to where we're all going. We know exactly what they're all about. The reality of the situation is, yeah, this guy, he's not even a kid. He's not even a kid. He's 23 going on 24. So this whole notion that Jackson's so young, yeah, it's a fugazi. He's not young. He's not young. We had Mason Mount at 20 years old winning us Champions League. That's young, yeah. 19 years old. An 18-year-old Billy Gilmore. That's young. That's kids. This guy's not a kid no more. He's past puberty. He's more than capable of getting on his DMs to message old Slosh Potwet and say he needs motivation because playing for Chelsea ain't motivation. Yeah? The fact that he's our number 9 is a disgrace after 3 years. It's a joke. Yeah? You had the opportunity to get Osimhen, you didn't do it. You know, these are the facts. So he gets a red card. It's a clear red card. It's a straight red card. And now he misses the entire rest of the season. And he'll miss the first game of the season as well next year. Well, hopefully he's not at Chelsea. He shouldn't be our number 1 striker. He's a bench striker at best. He should be nowhere near Chelsea Football Club. He should be with a mid-table team. You know what I'm saying? These are the facts. Where are all you wrong-uns, yeah, going, don't buy Osimhen because it will stop the development of Nicholas Jackson? Where are all you wrong-uns saying Jackson helps Palmer? When Jackson's on the pitch, we missed him because that's why Palmer had a goal drought. Where was Palmer today? I'm asking, where was Cole Palmer today? A big game. Where was he? Do you know what he was doing? He was doing a Harry Kane for England. He was going so deep in our defence, in our area, like he's nutting his misses because he's trying to get the ball to create something because no one in our midfield can create bollocks. Yeah. Enzo Fernandez can't create shit. All right. And he's meant to be what? Pushed up as a number 10. What's Lavia going to create for you? What's Casado going to create for you? Yeah. We ain't got no creators apart from Cole Palmer. He's the only artist in the team, except he ain't painting no Mona Lisas at St. James's Park. So another game, Cole Palmer, he's not there. He's not in the big game. He didn't any moment of magic, any world-class shot, any world-class assist. There was nothing there. And then you look to the wingers. Madueke playing on the left. So you're going to play Madueke on the left when he's always played on the right. You're going to play Neto on the right. What did Madueke do? I know he loves playing in the Conference League, banging in goals in the Conference League, you know, banging in a goal against the B team Liverpool. But let's have it right. What are we doing here? Yeah? The guy's not Chelsea level. And Neto, what did he do? Road run where? Where's he road running to? The byline? To cross it to who? There's no striker. To cross it to who to header it? There ain't no one that can header the ball. There ain't no one there to fucking pass it to. When you're playing against a flat back five of Geordies, and you've got Dan Burns in there who gets man of the match, who's like a giant compared to our front line. So we have to ask these questions. We do have to ask these questions. You know? Everyone is blaming Jackson, right? Everyone is blaming Jackson. Every video you go on, every tweet you put out, it's all about Jackson. What did I tweet? I said, when you only buy kids, you get kiddie behaviour. If there was experience on that pitch, if there was actually some sort of leaders, if we actually had a world-class striker, do you think they would be doing that? How many times did Diogo Costa get sent off? But how many times did he ruffle up defenders? How many times were defenders spitting in his face because he was ricing them up? Because he's an animal. But he knew how to flick switches, yeah, and create a spark for the defenders to get sent off, not him. Who goes and elbows like that? And everyone blames Jackson. Oh, that's it. We're done. We're 10 men against Newcastle. I don't want to fucking hear it. I'll tell you why I don't want to hear it, yeah? Because we went to the Camp Nou. We lost our best centre-back in John Terry. And we had 10 men for pretty much the entire game. Let's have it right. And we go through and knock out the greatest Barcelona team. So why can't we go with 10 men and beat Newcastle? Because everyone knows Chelsea ain't good enough. Chelsea ain't got the minerals, bruv. Chelsea don't have experience. We don't have leaders. So what do you expect? You want to blame Jackson? I don't blame Jackson. Yeah, I blame him for getting sent off, granted. But am I going to blame him for the entire game? Am I going to blame him? What about before Jackson got sent off? Who can sit here and honestly say before Jackson got sent off that we were balling out, that we were in the game, that we were controlling things, that we were going to find a goal? What opportunity did we create? What chance did we have in that first half? I'm waiting. Where did we make Pope make an unbelievable world-class save? Where did we hit the crossbar? Where did we hit the post? Where did we have a one-on-one? We didn't. So Jackson weren't doing nothing for us anyway, on or off the pitch. He weren't helping Cole Palmer because Cole Palmer was too busy going so deep to get the ball to try and make something because they were playing in front of fucking how many back lines? How many planks were in front of us? And we were never going to break it down. They were happy for us to go down the wings. Go down the wings all you want. Cross it in. You ain't got no one to cross it into. Yeah? Tactical masterclass by Eddie Howe. And let me reiterate, yeah, Eddie Howe didn't have Joe Linton, he didn't have Willock, and he didn't have Trippier. So he had to play Livramento on the left as a left back. Yeah? He had to bring in the other defender. Yeah? As a right back. And a central defender that's only just come back. Yeah? So what's the excuse? An injured Newcastle, a weaker Newcastle, let's have it right, playing a wing-back system, bodied Enzo Maresca's Chelsea tactics. And that's a fact. So who's the better manager here? Who's the better squad? They've already won a trophy this year. They've won a Carabao Cup, which is better than the Conference League. Yeah? They've already won a trophy. They're desperate for Champions League football. Where were we? They had a system. They had a game plan. They had quality. That Barnes, how many times did he have an opportunity to slot another one in? Tonali and Guimaraes schooled Enzo Fernandez. Bodied him, bruv. That's how you play as a midfielder. Everyone goes, oh, Chelsea's midfield's the best midfield in the league. You're deluded. You're deluded. Newcastle's got one of the best midfields in the league. That Tonali nullified Cole Palmer. Guimaraes playing with Enzo Fernandez, bruv. Playing with him. Brazilian-Argentinian battle. Where was our captain? Where was his minerals at? Didn't dig us out. Fuck all in the first half. Nothing. So Newcastle played with high intensity. We know Newcastle can't keep that intensity up for the whole 90 minutes. It's clear as day, bruv. Hot day as well. It's not happening. Big pitch at St. James's Park. So we go into the second half. What does Enzo Maresca do? What a surprise. Brings on Reece James, does he? Brings on Reece James. So now we're 1-0 down with 10 men. You want to bring on our captain, yeah? Fuck off. Joke. And you want to play him right centre-back in a back three. Nice. Nice. So what does that mean? Caicedo goes into the midfield, does he? That's right. Caicedo goes back into the midfield. Do you know what rattles me the most, yeah? Is that everything that this gaffer does, do you know what it is? It's to compensate and cater and essentially carry Enzo Fernandez so that he can have his name on the team sheet. Facts. That's why he's playing inverted left back and right backs. That's why he's having to pack the midfield, because Enzo Fernandez is like running mud. Even Jorginho is like Lionel Messi in speed compared to Enzo Fernandez, bro. Yeah. Enzo Fernandez is literally the reason why you can't play our Reece James. So only way you can fit in Lavia and Caicedo in that midfield, with only way to have Fernandez in the midfield as that pushed up number 10, because he can't run, he can't recover, he can't tackle, he ain't got legs, is to have Lavia in there, and you have to invert Caicedo to help Lavia, because he's not match fit, just to have Enzo Fernandez in the team, because he's your what? Because he's our star boy. He's the captain of Chelsea. What a joke. And you drop your actual captain who plays in his natural position as a right back, right centre back. And then you make the change because you're 10 men down and you've got no choice, yeah, that you need Caicedo in the middle of the park. And what do you know? Reece James dealt with Gordon. Dealt with him. In fact, he pocketed Gordon to the point where Eddie Howe subbed him off and switched, what's his name? The other geezer on the right, which is his natural position. Yeah. We can talk tactical. We can talk about the system and the players. We'll do that for now. But I'm just warming up. The bottom line is, why can't you just drop Enzo Fernandez? Why? Why can't you drop him? Yeah? He don't do enough for me. He doesn't create enough for me. He doesn't score enough goals for me. He doesn't fucking do enough for me. For this team. He doesn't do it. So if it's not working, switch it up. And do you know what I loved? I love the fact that he had to take that band off and give it to Reece James. And Reece James, he had the best chance in that second half. The best chance with that header. And he tried to loop it over. And what would you have said then if Reece James come on and equalised for us? Because the best we were going to get was a point. But we have to applaud, like everyone's narrative, let's applaud the way we played the second half. You know, it's a great performance. We dominated play. Great. Let me land it for what it is then. Let me say the facts. Do you know why we dominated that play? Because Newcastle were very happy to sit back. Newcastle knew they're playing against 10 men. Newcastle knew that they'll pick their moment to counter-attack. And Newcastle were a bit tired from pressing relentlessly and recovering the ball. And Newcastle are number one in the league for holding on to a lead and keeping that lead. Number one. So they were well within their skins. They were well confident. There was no chance that they were worried about Chelsea. What we got to say about that? Where's that narrative? Yeah? So we gone back to praising performances when we lose. Dead mentality. Spineless. Jose Mourinho said, when you start praising performances and praising players for performing well, but losing the game, you stop being a big club. You stop having that ambition. You stop being relevant, which is exactly what Chelsea is right now. Irrelevant. We are chasing not top 4, top 5. We've been given an extra position to get Champions League. 5 spots, and we're on one hair on a nutsack to get it. Oh, is it too negative for you? Am I speaking too negative? Would you like me to be a little bit more positive? Cucurella really upped the ante in the second half. In fact, he was our biggest threat. Why is Cucurella our biggest threat? Why? Because he was getting down the left-hand side. He had that one shot that Pope made a save. It was a good save. Wasn't world class, but it was a good save. I think Enzo Fernandez had one shot. Please, don't get your socks out. Don't nosh off in him just yet. He didn't score. He didn't score. But I'm sure if he did, we all would have been limbs. Let's have it right. You know. He got a tap in against the B team Liverpool, and everyone's getting excited. When it's squeaky bum time. So I don't want to hear blame Jackson. I don't want to hear, like before Jackson, we were not. We were balling out, yeah? We were in the game before Jackson got sent off. We weren't. We were getting dominated. We were getting outplayed. We were lost. We were getting tactically done. Eddie Howe muddied Enzo Maresca. Bodied him. The second half, he bodied him again. Why did he body him? Because like I said to you, the game plan from them was, we'll just pick them off. Let them have the ball. Let them break us down. We know they can't break us down. We know we've got a solid defence. We're very confident in our ability to know that they're not going to hurt us. And that's exactly what happened. And then Guimaraes, after rousing up Enzo Fernandez, he gets his goal. 2-0, dead and buried. Good night, sweetheart. We lose the game. Yeah. And everyone goes, why don't we bring on Tyreek George? At least have a go. Are you? Listen to yourselves. Listen to yourselves. You're asking to bring on Tyreek George, a Cobham kid, to try and help us salvage a point like he did against Fulham. And then we got the winner with Neto. Except we're not playing Fulham. We're playing a top draw Newcastle side. They're not shit. They're not pony. And it's at their ground. You're asking for a Tyreek George to come on to help us have a chance and throw the kitchen sink at Newcastle. We have spent 1.6 billion quid on this squad, and you were on your knees for a Tyreek George to come on. Look at the squad. Look at the bench. What did Sancho do? Freedom fight? He didn't get his freedom fighting stripes today. He was firing blanks. Fired blanks. The geezer loves to pirouette like a ballerina, but when he's got the opportunity and he's already done the player, he doesn't want to fucking cross it in. But then again, who's he going to cross it into? Or just do a cutback. Do something. These players are meant to be technically gifted. The data and the AI told us that these kids can create something, that their XG, where's the XG, Paul Merchants? What was our XG today out of interest? What was our XG? Because it won't be higher than Newcastle's, so you can't even go down the narrative path of we created so much. We didn't create that much, if anything. That's the worry. So again, it looked like you can have all the possession in the game as much as you want, but if you ain't penetrating, then it's all just foreplay. It's all foreplay. Yeah? Fuck off with your toxic positivity, Mercury. I don't hear you crying. Everyone's all like, no, we'll beat Man United. We're going to steamroll Man United, and we're definitely going to beat Nottingham Forest. And you're very, 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 very naive. Very naive. And you're smoking on some dank, yeah? I'd say crack, but that might be too excessive. No, maybe it is that. Do you know how lucky we are? Do you know how lucky we are that Nottingham Forest drew today against Leicester? Dead and buried, relegated. They drew with Leicester. And do you know what their owner did? Their owner went on the pitch. I've never seen it before. Their owner went on the pitch and went straight to Nuno and said, "What's going on?" Rattled, angry, kicking buckets. Why? Because he's a winner. Because he's hungry. Because he's got mentality. Man City dropped points to a relegated Southampton, firing blanks. You had a golden opportunity. Arsenal drew today with Liverpool at their ground. You know? Leg ahead, always a bridesmaid, never the bride. Banter FC. They're the bride of trust the process. I'm not that trust the process bride, mate. Yeah? Nor a Chelsea. Fuck the process. It's not working. Yeah? Do you know what's funny to me? People are desperate for Champions League football, right? Everyone is desperate for Champions League football. And I'm gonna expose it for what it is, right? And I always say it, and I'm straight up with everyone, yeah? Getting Champions League is only going to benefit one. Maybe let's go two. It will definitely benefit the players financially because they'll get their bonuses, which the clowns are sweating on because they thought they won't be paying those bonuses. And number two, the ownership with the pound notes that they're going to generate, the sponsorship, the broadcasting rights. It's all about the financials. All of you that think by getting Champions League football is going to miraculously make them change their strategy in the market and go and buy world-class experienced players, you haven't learned nothing. You don't learn. And all of you that are going straight to the directors, oh, I want to go for the directors, you still ain't got the bollocks, the stomach, or the minerals to call it out. Because when I say who do you blame, you can blame Enzo Maresca to a certain point for being a yes man, for dropping Reece James, for always inverting, for being rigid in his tactics, for always trying the same thing and it's not working. You can blame the players for not being good enough because, well, let's have it right, a lot of them ain't good enough and are not Chelsea level. You can blame the directors who have a brief and use data and use AI scouting because that's what they're ordered to do. That's all they know. That's where they come from, Brighton and Monaco, for signing these players. But who briefed them to sign only under 24-year-olds? Who briefed them with 150 grand a week wage cap? They do not decide. The directors don't decide this. Yeah? Egbali, Feliciano, and Meatloaf Bowley are the ones that decide it. So when you want to say blame Jackson, you're a long way from Starbucks. When you want to say I want to blame Maresca, get Maresca out, you're a long way from fucking Starbucks. When you say I'm only going to blame the directors because I'm not going to blame the manager, he's only dealt the shit hand that he's dealt, then you're a long way from Starbucks. Because the reality is you won't call out the ownership. None of you want to go near it. And that's why we are where we are, because you're allowing them to just get on with it. We've had 6 transfer windows, and you think that because we get Champions League football, we're going to go in the market. You're going to be waiting for the 7th transfer window to go, will they get it right? Do you think they'll get it right? They don't have the money, mate. They spent 1.6, 1.7 billion already. They need to recoup some of that money. We got 90 players on the books. Yeah? We've got Strasbourg to feed. But we need Champions League football. Do you think Chelsea and this squad is good enough to play Champions League football and compete in the Premier League to get top 4 again? Because we ain't winning the league. You think Liverpool are not going to strengthen? You think Arsenal are not going to get a striker? You think Man City are not going to go in the market? You don't think Newcastle, if they get top 4, they're not going to strengthen in the market? You think everyone else is going to be weaker than Chelsea next year? You're a long way from Starbucks again. So where do you think we're going to spend the money, mate? We had the opportunity in the summer to get Osim and they didn't do it. We don't want to stop the development of Jackson. Well, Jackson ain't it. He ain't bad. And I mean, bad. He's bad. I'm bad. I'm bad. No, he ain't that MJ, bruv. He's blood on the dance floor, mate. Yeah? You need to clean that up. So when I look at who do you blame, there's only one to blame. Blueco. And they ain't going to change. So you can be all toxic with your, we need Champions League football, even if we don't win the Conference League. The reality is we can just about play Conference League, and look where we are in the league now, fighting for 5th place. This squad is nowhere near it. We don't deserve. I've seen Melts go, Chelsea deserves Champions League football. How? How did we work that one out? It's called clickbait. That's clickbait. Where have we been since December? You want to blame Jackson? Let's blame the fucking 2-0 loss to Ipswich. Their first and only win at home in 22 years of being in the Premier League. Let's blame the loss to Fulham at home, their first win at the Bridge in 45 years. How about those two? What about not beating a 10-man Forest and drawing with them? What about losing to Brighton, the Seagull Merchants, our big brothers now under Blueco? How about losing to them in the Premier League, getting outplayed, done, not one shot on target? What about getting knocked out of the FA Cup by them? So 2 back-to-back losses. What about drawing with Manchester United, who are in the gutter at Old Trafford when we were on fire in form? What about drawing with Arsenal? And both United and Arsenal, we had to come back from 1-0 down, and they were both in the gutter, out of form. How about dropping points there? So when you want to blame Nicholas Jackson for getting red carded, the damage was already done up to this point. Now you are 1-0 on a nutsack, clutching on straws, hoping that Villa slip up, that Newcastle slip up, that Nottingham Forest slip up, so that we can get top 4. Does that show progression? Is that a process you trust? Do you trust the ownership? No. So what the fuck are you promoting? Why are you upset? Everyone thinks we're gonna play Man United, and they lost today again at West Ham. Jellyfish Potters, West Ham. But Man United don't really care. This tells you the state of the season, right? Where you got Man United sitting 16th, and you got Spurs sitting 17th, and they're both in the Europa League final, both competing for a trophy that's got more pedigree than what we're going to try and win, and both one of them will get fighting for. They're fighting for Champions League football, which they're both not built for. But the owners want it because of the financials. And Morin doesn't care about where they are in the Premier League. They're not going to get relegated. It's mathematically impossible for them to get relegated. They know that they're done in the league. They're playing for the Europa League. But don't underestimate it when they come to Stamford Bridge. Don't think they're a walk in a park. Because all these players, that's the game before they play the Europa League final. And they're going to want to play that final. So they're going to want to impress the manager. It's going to be a tough game. As much of in the gutter United are, it's going to be a tough game. And the game against Nottingham Forest is not going to be easy. But are Nottingham Forest going to beat West Ham? I don't know. Is their owner, who's gone raging ball, Robert De Niro, is he going to fire them up? Is he going to get them all landing it, to win 2 games to get top 4? Is that the catalyst to pressure makes diamonds? Is that what's gonna sting, edge them on? You don't know. It's all up in the air. But he's got that mentality. He wants to win it. He's sending a message. Don't fuck up now. I want that Champions League football. The ownership come out, and the director saying they deem this Newcastle game as the most important game of the season to get Champions League football, and we've just lost it. So I'm not too confident nowadays. I really ain't. I'm not confident. I was never confident going into this game. But it's the hope that kills you. Always you lot. It's the hope that kills you. You lot are now, Jackson's cost us top 5. No, it ain't. It's the squad building. It's the mentality. It's the lack of experience. It's the lack of leadership. It's the yes man, inexperienced gaffer. That's what's cost us. It's the directors and their briefs from the ownership. And it's the ownership's project, the money-making profit scam, the debt-financed scam. That has cost us to get Champions League for a 3rd season, and we are going to try. That's the reality, bruv. It's back to life, back to reality. Brown envelopes keep flying about. All of their excuses are used up. All of them. When is everyone going to realise? Like, seriously, do you think we turned a corner because we beat Liverpool and a last minute winner against Fulham, and all of a sudden we turned a corner? This season has been the worst Premier League season. You've got Man United and Spurs above relegation. It's not happening next year like that. Next year's going to be different. Next year's going to be harder. It's not going to get any easier. And we can't even try and get 5th. We're struggling to get 5th. Where are all you wrongins going? We're in a title race. Oh no, the target's only top 4. Where's Enzo Fernandez with his, I wasn't told to get top 4 by the ownership. No, top 4's for next year and a year after. Look at this Rahman Osman coming out saying it's progression. Look at this. It's a disgrace. Where is it? Let me go and get it. And everyone, I need you all to smash the like button as well. He says, if you're looking for progress, there it is. Go a man down at a very tough place like Newcastle, but refuse to fold, stay in the game, and the manager's done the right changes too. They might still lose, but it's not for the lack of effort. I don't give a fuck anymore about effort. Where's the effort been all season? And Newcastle were happy for Chelsea to just have the ball. They were just low blocking, defending to pick us off, and eventually they picked us off. That's not progression, mate. And what we praising that performance for? It's a shit performance. Pants. You've lowered our standards so far in the mud that now that means it's progress. They will always go and they will always deny that Enzo Fernandez is at the heart of everything, of all the issues with the balance in this team. They'll refuse to admit it. They'll blame anyone else but that geezer, right? When last year he changed his agent to get out of our football club, right? And he probably will if we don't get Champions League football. Yeah? This is what Maresca comes out and says. He says the red card affected the game, no doubt, but we had 3 big chances in the second half, which is not easy with 10 men. The energy, the spirit and the togetherness of the team in the second half has been fantastic. It's something I feel proud of. So we feel proud that because of petulance, we got a red card, went down to 10 men, and we're just proud of a little cameo of showing a bit of fight, but not actually scoring or getting any result. And we're praising and proud of losing against Newcastle in a must-win game. Dead mentality. Maresca says in this stadium against this team, it's already complicated. And if you give them 1 extra player, it's even more difficult. Mate, we were getting done before the red card. And this is why I don't like the narrative. Enzo says, we have had a good run, but my message was always the same to the players. The game is gone and finished. Think about the next one. Now today's game is finished. We need to be focused on Friday's game. That is the next one. We've had a good run, guys. We've had a good run, but the game's gone and it's finished now. On to the next one. What are we doing here? It's like we go again. We go again for next season, you know. Like Patrice Evra says about Arsenal, Chelsea becoming that, you know, you just wait for the next season. Then you watch that, and then you go for the next one, and you watch that. And in the end, you go, I've watched all these seasons, and I've already watched 3 under Blueco, and I've gone, yeah, I don't want to watch this anymore. I don't want to watch it anymore. It's garbage. Maresca says on the Champions League race, now my feeling is you need to win both games. No shit, Sherlock. Let's have it right, yeah? We have to win 2 games to qualify for Champions League. We have to beat Man United and we have to beat Nottingham Forest. That's it. That's all we can do. However, Aston Villa are the ones I'm more worried about than Nottingham Forest. I'm worried about them. That was a big result for Aston Villa yesterday. And they're level on points with us. Not as good goal difference, but they're level on points. And shall I give you another one as well? Romeo Lavia left warming up 10 minutes before every other player. So he went down the tunnel 10 minutes before every player. Why? Because he's not match sharp. He's not match fit. So we'd rather play Lavia in the midfield, Casado's a right back, and Reece James on the bench for that. You know what I'm saying? That's a great point. Mason Mount wasn't even as protected as Enzo Fernandez, and Mason Mount delivered at our football club. And I don't want to get into Mason Mount because we know the truth on Mason Mount. We all know it on here. The reality is the standards, the flip-flop merchantry, the moving of goalposts is phenomenal in this fan base. It's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? It's generational. It's generational. They're not going to learn, these people. It's been the worst league. The 3 worst managers in the league have only kept their jobs because they're all in Euro finals. Amorim, Andrew, and Enzo Maresca. Yet Legohead, who's in phase 5, bottled it in the Champions League, hasn't won a Premier League, hasn't won any major honours, is still in the job anyway, because Arsenal got no standards anyway. And then these melts will come out and go, Jose Mourinho was never won at St. James Park. We've won there 3 times in 10 years. We don't even need to win today. It's not Maresca's fault that Jackson got sent off. Yeah. But everyone's going to deny that we played Casado right back instead of being in midfield and Reece James not in his natural position, which would have given us better balance, because we saw in the second half Casado in the middle of the park really put Tomori and Gamiris to the test. And they didn't even have Joel Linton in there. But they're back in a bang average, mid-gaffer with no experience, not winning mentality, not elite, and they're just pinning it all on Jackson. It's just bullshit, mate. Honestly, it's like when are people going to actually wake up, bruv? And I don't agree with the way that Jackson might get the abuse. He's going to get the abuse. But that's sometimes, you know, people will come at you. They'll slander you for making that mistake, you know, because ultimately it has put us under, made the task even more difficult than what it was from the get-go. And he's arrogant. It's like, yeah, was it against Liverpool? He was like, why are you taking me off? I can't remember which game it was. I think it was the Liverpool game. You know what I'm saying? Don't block Johnny Wick. What's he want to ask the Melt? What's he want to ask, mate? Yeah? Who's better? Is he asking who's better, Palmer or Mount? Is that what he's going on, that shit narrative? Oh, is that what he's saying? If you want to mention the past, Palmer under TT would have won more than Mount. Really? Where was Palmer? Palmer was in the academy when we had TT. Mount's proven it. Mount's won us Champions League. You can praise players for winning us trophies that have left our club. You don't have to compare. Because I can compare the majority of these players in this squad right now to our Champions League winning team, and none of them come anywhere near it. So what are we comparing here? It's an irrelevant argument. It's an irrelevant debate. I don't even know why you want to bring it up. Players that deliver for your football club. Yeah. You see the difference with Mount, right? Mount's been out all season, yeah? All season he's been out. He comes on in a semi-final for 20 minutes, scores a Cruyff turn curling goal, then a goal from just by the halfway line to kill the game. Let's have it right. Send them to the final, dead and bury Bilbao, who are 1-0 up. Win man of the match in 20 minutes, beating the record he had at Chelsea of winning man of the match in the first half at the San Siro for Chelsea against AC Milan. Bagging, did he get a goal and an assist? I think he did, yeah. Yeah. He gave a whole second half to the whole team to give him win man of the match, and none of them could do it, yeah. I'm not there to compare that. Cole Palmer can have all the GA in the world, but if it isn't winning me anything of relevance, then what is the point? Last year, Cole Palmer saved us from relegation. That's the trophy. His 43 GA equated us to not getting relegated. And I thank him for it. This year, what's the GA amounted to? A top 5 battle. There's levels and standards here. I'm used to competing in the Champions League and getting top 4, no problem. What's all this nonsense? What are we propaganda in here? And why does Mount rattle everyone so much? I don't understand it, bruv. Just respect the player won us the Champions League, and he's not our player anymore. You know, you don't see me going on about it all the time. You want to bring it up? I brought it up. You measure success on what you win, not on data and GA. Mount got 30 GA out of position in one season. Mason Mount is the only... Here's a stat for you, mate, Johnny Wick. Mason Mount's the only English and Chelsea player to score and or assist in a quarter-final, semi-final and final of the Champions League and go and win it. What one of our fucking players right now has achieved that? What player has won me the Champions League at Chelsea now? What player has won me a Premier League title? What player has won me an FA Cup or Carabao Cup? What player has won me a Club World Cup or Super Cup? None of them. What are they going to end up bringing me? A Conference League. And maybe top 5. That's not Chelsea level. So until these players deliver the level at Chelsea, we will then praise it. I ain't praising mediocrity. I ain't praising low standards. Facts. I love Cole Palmer. If it ain't for Cole Palmer, we wouldn't be where we are because we're Cole Palmer FC, you melts. That's what we are. If he doesn't turn up or have a bit of magic, where's it coming from, bruv? Do you think Enzo Fernandez taking his hat off and pulling out a rabbit out of it? Ain't happening, bruv. He ain't a miracle worker. Yeah? You know, the reality is this squad really that good? Everyone's asking. Let me put it into detail. We've spent 1.7 billion, 1.6 billion. It's close to 1.7 billion if I'm right, yeah? Definitely 1.6 billion. And everyone is on their knees to go in the market and bring me a world-class striker. A goalkeeper would be nice, wouldn't it? Or do you want another season of Sanchez and Jorgensen? Because we don't know about Penders, the new Courtois. Oh, we need a centre-back. We're going to need a right-back because Reece James ain't always fit, but we got Gusto. You told us Gusto's better than Reece James. What are we doing here? Waffle. Where's Gusto been this season? Apart from injury. Where's Badashile and Disasi? Monaco twins. For you to exile Trev and then bring Trev back. Trev be our best centre-back. Today he was a general again. Cole made one great tackle as well. But it doesn't matter because we lost 2-0 anyway. And Trev went off and we conceded the second goal. Oops. I've done it again. Landing the facts. Trev Chalobah will be sold. Pure profit. So we need a centre-back. If not two. But don't worry, we've got 17-year-old Sarr from Strasbourg. We've got Anselmino. Oh, and by the way, we need someone in the midfield. We need a number 6 that's reliable because Lavia, we know he's a top player. When he's fit, he's never fit. And if he does get fit, he gets injured again. So we have to question the medical team, don't we? After 3 years. Our injury records are the worst. The first and second season, we had the worst injury record in Europe. Let's have it right. Because they sacked off Roman Abramovich's medical team. That was top 6 in Europe for fucking years, over 10 years. We don't want to talk about that? Well, I am. Let's talk about it. They use Remedy, the freelance firm. Like they bring in Free Willy and doing all this hacker shit at half time. Maybe pre-game. Maybe he's motivating the players now. Maybe that's why Jackson just thought, fuck it, I'm going to elbow the geezer. And we need better wingers. Madueke ain't top level. Sorry, arrogant for not being good. Yeah? Neto, inconsistent. Sancho, freedom fighter at best. He's not consistent. Not got a mentality. But don't worry, we're going to rely on 18-year-old Esteval Willian to come and light up the Premier League and be another Cole Palmer scenario and carry us, yeah? And throw him in. So when you spend all this money and you lot are on your knees asking for players, then fuck me, what are we doing here? I don't know what you want me to say. I honestly, what positives are there to say? You say to me I'm negative. I'm just laying out the truth. What are the positives? What are they? You think if we get top 5 and we win a Conference League that it's like a great season? That is a shocking season. It's a disgrace. It's bare minimum. And we're fighting for every blade of grass. For the bare minimum. Why? If we're so good. If the XG tells us, look how many chances we create, but we can't finish our dinner. You can create as many chances as you want, but what chances? What type of chances? The data lies. The data lies when they're buying players. What is the data telling them when they're buying these players? The majority of these players are not even good enough. You've got to blame the players. You've got to blame the recruitment strategy. You've got to blame the ownership. Yeah, these are the facts, bruv. Big up Chelsea Empire says these clowns are selling Reece. They took away all of Reece's strengths in this inverted system. This system destroyed James, Gusto, and frustrated Palmer. I haven't seen a right back left back overlap yet this year. No. And I'm saying the squad building is a shambles. They're not building with Enzo Maresca. That's the point I'm trying to make. They're not building with the manager. They haven't built with any manager that they brought in. So if you're not going to back the manager, you're not going to actually give him the profile players that he needs of a top elite level, then what are we competing for then? What are the ambitions then? What is everyone promote? What are you toxic positivity about? What are you excited about? You think Champions League is going to save us? We're finished anyway. We're dead and buried at this football club. Dead and buried. The geezer's not even problem solving. He's not even using the players to their strengths. You know, he's not taking advantage of the exceptional quality of, say, Cole Palmer playing on the right wing, of Casado being the best in his position in the midfield, if not in the league, by playing the best right back. When fit, he's world-class, Reece James. Allowing Cucurella to do what he does. Invert now and again, but try and overlap. To drop a Madueke. Play a Neto on the left. Drop Enzo Fernandez, bruv. You could have had João Felix playing the number 10. No, loan him out after 6 months. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You think we could have done with João Felix instead of having to rely on Tyreek George playing number 9 now? For the rest of the season, we've got to play Tyreek George as number 9 and put all the pressure on our kid. You might as well throw in Walsh at this point, mate. You know? Fuck it, why not? We could have had João Felix now. What about Nkunku? You going to play Nkunku, or you've completely exiled him now? Banished him. He's definitely not going to play any minutes because you just want your pound note like you did in January and all summer. It's a shambles, mate. This is a shambles. Tap Out Tobe says, Jackson or Havertz, who are you taking? I mean, Kai Havertz. All day long. And do you know what the joke is? Kai Havertz isn't a striker. But I'd rather have Kai Havertz in my team. Because I know he's got the mentality. I know he's delivered trophies. I know he's got experience. I know he can link up. I know he can drop in deep. I know he can dig in. I know he ain't going to elbow players left, right and centre and get sent off ridiculously. Yeah? Big up Chelsea Empire says, Poch dropped Enzo and started Connor over him. He clearly didn't think Enzo was good enough. Poch probably got sacked for not starting Enzo. Very good point, Chelsea Empire. We did say that last season. There was no irony or coincidence when Enzo Fernandez was dropped and he played Casado and Gallagher in the midfield. We went on that run to salvage a 6th place in the league. And then they blamed it on he had hernia operation, which is bollocks, mate. Hernia you can have out and he's cool, bruv. But why didn't he do it all season? Because Pochettino said, I'm not going to be your yes man no more. I'm not going to blame next season on injuries. I don't want to blame it on inexperience and youth. And I want to keep certain players. And they got rid of him. So you got rid of a manager that was actually showing progression towards the end of the season. So they're not interested in progression. They're interested in dictatorship. Can they keep their dictatorship in order? If it's in order, then the whole house is in order, isn't it? The whole setup, the whole structure, the yes man model is in order. Order. Fuck off. Yeah. Big up to Brian. He says, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals. Long live Chelsea, old boys. Land on Roman Geese. 2 stars, go. Facts. We will do that. Big up Chelsea. He says, watch Clown Lake sell Reece to Liverpool for that pure profit. I'd lose my head if that happened. I couldn't handle that. I'd be fuming beyond normal. That, mate, can you imagine if that does happen? That could happen. That could happen. They're losing Trent. They're losing Trent. They probably do need someone. They probably do. You're not wrong. You have to understand that the wage structure ain't going to change. The PR from the brown envelopes that if the right deal comes up, the right player comes up, they're going to break the wage structure. We heard that from Simon Phillips 3 transfer windows ago, and he lied. They're lying again. They're not telling us the truth. The proof is always in the pudding, but are you going to really be that naive to wait an entire transfer window to see if they get it right when they ain't going to get it right? No chance, bro. No chance. Yeah. I'll tell you the deal right now, yeah? Enzo Maresca, he's waiting to win that Conference League, and he wants that on his CV. And what's the argument going to be here with Reece James if we sell him? What we justifying the reason for selling him, by the way? What is it? Because he's on 250 grand a week, and if we get Champions League, he gets over 300 grand a week. So that's why I want to sell him. Plus, we need pure profit, because irrespective of whether we get Champions League or not, we're going to sell our Cobham players because we're going to use that profit to help pay off the debt and balance the books. It's all about the books. It's not about what's on the pitch. It's what's on the books. That's the priority. That's why we are where we are. That's why there is no project for football. This is not a project for football. And I'm not saying this because we've lost against Newcastle. I say it every stream. I say it every review. I say it every pre-match. I say it as much as I can because no one else will. Everyone's having their little rants about losing. And I'm not ranting here. I'm not ranting. I'm not having a head loss because I know what I know what I've got. I know the reality. I know the reality. I'm not blind. But unfortunately, everyone else, they are. What's everyone saying in the chat? Yeah, exactly. Great point. So you're saying no, that loyalty with Reece James, he won't go Liverpool, but yet the ownership haven't got loyalty. They tried to sell Conor Gallagher to Spurs. In fact, they were pushing that deal relentlessly. It was Gallagher that didn't want to go Spurs. Fine, but that's Spurs. Liverpool, it's not like Spurs. It's different. And Liverpool are challenging. Liverpool have got a world-class manager. Liverpool have just won the Premier League. Liverpool are going to be looking to win a Champions League and another Premier League. So they're going to strengthen. Reece James is thinking, he knows Reece James, this Chelsea squad is years from it. If we're lucky to get anywhere near it anyway in those years. We've all had a proven track record of how we act in the market. It's not good enough. People go, oh, look at the intent. We've spent a few bob. Spent a few bob on what? Justifying why we need 10 defenders or 11 defenders, why we need 9 goalkeepers, why do we need 7 midfielders, why do we need a stockpile of wingers, and you ain't got me the finished article and spine for the first team. No, they're too interested in signing Quenda and their Suga, whatever his name is, spending 75 million euros for 2 young'uns from Sporting. They're too interested in trying to sign the kid from River Plate, that midfielder. All right. That's not ambition. It's stockpiling to sell players for profit. And these players are not going to turn down the opportunity to sign for Chelsea Football Club and advertise themselves, because the way I look at it now, a lot of our players are displaying for self-individual reasons, their own purpose, to try and get their next move, because we're a stepping stone club now. We're a feeder club. We're not actually the club. We're not the one you think and go to and go, we're ready to win. Well, I'm coming to Chelsea to win titles. You know, we heard Claude Makelele, was it on Talk Sport? And he was saying, Roman, he wanted everyone. He said, listen, can you get me Zidane? Can you bring me Zidane? Can you bring me Ronaldo? Can you call Ronaldo? The Ronaldo, R9. Can you bring him? Can we sign him? He wanted to sign anyone or anyone. He wanted to win. He wanted the best of the best instantly. And we were just a cup team. And he brought Makalele. Well, who won the title? Let's have it right. Back to back. Roman, he says, all he was interested in was trophies. Trophies, he says. Trophies. What are these clowns talking about? Stadium rebuilds, real estate, ticketing, Vivid Seats, Ticketmaster, trying to get sponsorship deals, trying to create an all-stars game, trying to put all our eggs in one basket in the Club World Cup for financial reasons. That's what it's all about. It's all about money. Yeah. Roman wanted to win now, not think about trusting a process. And it worked just fine. And that was completely sustainable because we won countless titles. We won Champions Leagues. We dominated football. Yeah. We dominated. We are the biggest club in London. We are the most elite club in London. That's down to Roman. So what are you broadcasting and propaganding now? Because they're all brown envelopes. These platforms are sellouts, mate. Yeah. They don't say it as it is. They don't call it out. They're not relentless with it. They don't have the stomach for it. Win, lose or draw, I'm blue coat out. Every game I tweet it. Win, lose or draw, blue coat out. They are the cancer to our football club, and they're a cancer of football. And that's the reality. Yeah? The brown envelopes have conned you. They don't con me, bruv. I call them out. Yeah? Do we honestly think we can get top 5 now? It could still happen. Yeah, it could still happen. Is it going to change anything? No. They're going to continue with the same bollocks. And we're going to keep going round and round in circles like we're on the magic roundabout. And that's the reality. Facts. Everyone, I want you all to smash the like button. Jamie Carragher says Arsenal could become what Chelsea became if they get rid of Arteta, a side who was second and third and pushing for titles to then not being able to get in the Champions League. That is exactly what we are. But he's saying Arsenal could become that, who haven't won anything, who our owners are trying to benchmark us with Arsenal, saying trust the process, give it patience and time. Look at what Lego is doing, yeah? For him to use Chelsea as an example of you could fall off a cliff like Chelsea, who were becoming second and third and getting top 4 and winning Champions League and Super Cup, just like that. And yet everyone in the fan base online and with their platforms have been PRing the state, the shambolic state of our football club. And Carragher, of all people, is speaking the reality here. It is reality. And you've all accepted it as well. Everyone's accepted this. They've accepted the standards to be lowered. The ownership have allowed our standards to be lowered using the PR to justify the reasons for what they do. But the reasons are, it's the debt that they took on our club. The interest rates on that debt are double digit. It can only collaborate, not with an elite manager or elite players on high wage structure and no resale value. It can only collaborate with a Brighton model. Buy them young, high resale value, high potential, low wage structure, higher profit margin to get our money back and our return. The owner, Wiz, has no interest in football, doesn't want to splash out money to win trophies, but they want to splash out money to make profit. Their only interest is the stadium, the real estate, building the brand, changing the fabric of football, infiltrating our fan base, buying every YouTube platform, buying every journalist to manipulate the narrative for their benefit, For everyone to buy into this toxic positivity bollocks and this trust the process of failure, all right, and mediocrity, overhype what they're buying to try and inflate their value and raise their value, while they're already inflating the market on young players, which makes me laugh. To not win anything, to give the illusion we're trying to get top four because we're building towards something. This is madness. This is lunacy. This is absolute lunacy. You see, he comes out, and I like people in here. I like ultras. I like people like Johnny Wick. Yeah, we're gonna answer them. We want people in the chat. We want people to try and question it because maybe they don't understand. Maybe they don't quite get it. But the reality is, yeah, protesting is the way forward. The problem you've got is that the ownership with their brown envelopes and the journalists have created a divide in the fan base, and they know it. And all of these key accounts at Chelsea are the ones that are pushing the narrative of the club to override people like myself who gets shadow banned, who gets attacked, who gets nullified, who gets agenda on them. Why? Because I'm the only one speaking it. So if I stop speaking it, then who's going to hear it, Johnny Wick, mate? Who's going to hear it? Let's be real. If I'm not calling it out, who is? Go and tell me any platform out there that is saying what I'm saying now, which is truth. I'm not bullshitting. Why am I going to lie? What am I lying about? Until this fan base unites and smells the Lovat Super Glenma, it ain't happening. Tremaine asked me, do you think if we get top five, we generate more money? Do you think we will break the bank wage structure, sign Osimhen? I'm on my knees. He's my top pick. But the reality with Osimhen is he's on 250 grand net. You're looking at about 350 grand a week. The ownership, Egbali wouldn't sign it off when we had the opportunity in the summer on deadline day. They offered him 150 grand a week. They won't go over 150 grand a week. For them to buy Osimhen, they have to offer him close to 300 grand a week. They're not going to do it. And the Champions League money is to help offset the books for the next PSR accounting season. I hope you all understand that. Why do you think Damak come out of the blue for the last 6 games for £1 million a game? To help them on the books. Because they're in the red zone. They've spent the money. They've bought 90 players. That's the project. Stockpile on players, and we're going to get it right, and we're going to sell and loan, and we're going to get resale clauses in every single contract. We're going to NDA up the players because they can only talk positive about the football club. And we're going to move them and advertise them to any club, and hopefully our multi-club, so we can benefit to generate money for Strasbourg in our pockets that will then get laundered and washed through into Chelsea and then back into Blueco. That's the game. You can PR all you want about signing Osimhen and Nico Williams, who wants 500 grand a week or 400 grand a week. You can PR that to the high heavens, yeah? It don't make it reality. If you were serious, you would have bought Osimhen when you had the chance. You didn't buy him. It's exactly as we drew it up, guys. Do you not learn with the PR? Do people not learn with it? It's like clockwork orange, bruv. Yeah? You're all MK Ultra'd up, mind programmed. Not my ultras, not people that support my channel. And there might be people in here that are new that don't hear this narrative because I'm always fucking shadow banned and blocked from anyone seeing my content. Because the ownership, for example, Egbali blocking me, blocked me on Twitter. Can you believe that? An owner of Chelsea blocking me. That's mad, isn't it? Why would you block me? What? Because I call out your nonsense? Because I expose what your true agenda is? Let's have it right. Yeah. Everyone is aware at this football club. Every journalist knows who I am because most of them block me, so they know who I am to block me. And I've not been, I've been pretty reasonable, to be honest. We don't get personal. We call out their narratives, don't we? This is where we are. We will probably more than likely get served up Etiquette, whatever his name is, a Dilap. That's the reality. That's probably who we're going to get. So, what are we doing here, bruv? That's where we are. So, listen, Goldfish, he can jog on. That guy's the biggest sellout. All right, he's in the pocket of the ownership. If you've got a direct number and link to directors and owners, mate, yeah, be very careful what you listen to. Yeah, sellout. Yeah, not Chelsea. Sellout. It's all about benefits, pound note merchantry. You know what I'm saying? But let's have it right. We can mud them all day long, and we will continue to. Let's see what the PR comes out tomorrow, and we can take it from there. But listen, big up to everyone. I want you all to smash the like button. I want you to put all your comments down below. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. And I want to ask everyone, actually, yeah, if you've subscribed to my channel and you're in here, I want you to check if you're still subscribed, because majority of you know that you subscribe to my channel. I want to see, let me know in the chat if anyone that's subscribed has been unsubscribed, because that is happening a lot. So make sure, yeah. Big up to Cursor. It's true. It's not all sunshines and rainbow. Yeah. Fucking hell, man. Maybe we should wear specs, do a Stevie Wonder on here. Do you know what I mean? Maybe we should do that. Should we do that? No, we don't do that. I want you to see my eyes. I want you to see my eyes. I want you to see the truth. You understand me? But yeah, let me know. Spectre FC, JP Dog, facts, bruv. It is Spectre FC. Trust me. Yeah, trust me. But listen, no notifications. Yes, they won't do that. They won't do that. But listen, put all your comments down below. Let me know. Give me your thoughts on the game as well. I always love to read what everyone's got to say, and you know what I'm saying. Put your comments. You must do that. Why don't I think I have the same fan base as the other brown envelopes? Because the other brown envelopes prefer to. They don't like they don't like reality and truth, because football's meant to be an escapism, and they've taken that from us. It's definitely personal between me and the ownership. We know the reasons why, but they won't watch me because their guru that they watch hates me, has an agenda on me, and wants to fight against me instead of fight with me for the right cause to help our football club get back to where it belongs. So it is what it is, bruv. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I hope you're all doing really, really well and enjoying the top 5 race on one hair on a nutsack. And we will do a video on, we're trying to sign Liao, and we're going to try and sign Modric, because he's on a free transfer, and Rudiger. is going to come back to Stamford Bridge. I hope we really, really do get that deal. Oh, man, everyone's on a... It's all sunshine and rainbows, isn't it? It really is. It's sad, really, because when you look at everyone on their platforms, they're not real about it. It's like they're Thunderbird puppets. You know what I'm saying? They're on strings, bruv. The brown envelope strings, mate. Yeah. So, listen, big up to everyone. Make sure you do subscribe. Love to all my ultras supporting. Love to our Chelsea old boys. We see things they never see. RIP to them. And, oh, yeah. Did someone cry? Yeah. I think I saw that, actually, floating about. Was that you? That was you, innit? Some geezer on the football terrace, wasn't it? He was crying and stuff. You see, look what it's doing to people. It's making them cry. It's making them, bring them to tears, bruv. But yeah, fair play, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Let the emotions out. Let it out. Let it all out. Come on, bruv. You know, word of real therapy on here because we speak it as it is. But listen, love to everyone. We'll be back tomorrow for another stream. And let's see what PR comes out, and we will react to that, and we'll react to anything, bruv. No, I don't look at Vincey, bruv. I can't look at that guy. He's bought by Igbali. I can't watch him, bruv. I can't see. He's blocked me anyway, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shambles. But listen, big up to everyone. I'll leave you, as Brian's asked and requested, with our Don Roman. They're the standards. We're waiting for Don Roman's book. We want the minerals to land. And make sure you follow on Twitter as well, and on Instagram. Give us a little follow on there as well if you want. I put all my links to all my YouTube on that every time. So make sure you're following that. But big up to everyone. I'll leave you on Don Roman. Up the Chelsea. Up the Minerals FC. Win, lose or draw. Blue co out. No surrender mentality. Let's have it right.